Welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Right now, I'm with an amazing, amazing writer. Her name is Samantha Tanner, and she was the co-writer for the film A Boy, a Girl, a Dream. And I understand this is your first feature.
First feature.
How exciting is that?
I'm so stoked. First feature, first time here at Sundance with the whole experience, and I feel like I'm in middle school, like what I think middle school would have felt like, getting ready for a first day of schooling, like,
I can't wait. This is so exciting. So you're just taking everything in. Is this your first time in Park City?
It is. Excellent. It is. I have a couple really good friends in Utah and Salt Lake City, Park City, and so this is the first time I've actually come to visit them. Yeah,
I'm sure they're really excited to have you here for sure. How did you capture that moment between two amazing actors? I mean, these are fantastic actors.
Omari Hardwick, Powers, NAACP Image Awards.
Wow.
Megan Good, who is like, I just adore her. She's been around for a minute, and her work is so consistent, so steady. Omari, he's such a humble and beautiful person to work and write with and just be in collaboration with, and to have the two of them just devote everything that they had to something that was just a figment of mine and my co-writer Qasim Basir's imagination, and our terrific producer Datari Turner, to have two people, two characters live the words, live the space. It still takes my breath away.
Yeah, and to have two amazing actors act out your scene like that, how did it feel as a writer, as a first-time feature writer? How was that to see Megan Good? Who's I mean, Megan Good is really famous.
Yeah, yeah.
How was that?
It's still kind of like a tingle.
Settling in.
It still is a tingle, but honestly, just to be in the conversations with them in the development process and in the rehearsal process throughout the pre-production, and they're just normal people.
Yes.
And they believe so much in the work and what they put into the work, that it was beautiful. And to see them bring it to life, it's an honor.
It was through that exchange, it's prevalent that you are an amazing writer and that you're really skilled at your craft, but this is something that you haven't been just something you picked up. It's something you've been doing for a long time. Can you kind of speak on that and where you started? Where are your roots in writing?
For sure. I'm from Chicago, west side of Chicago, and it's a lot of traction in Chicago right now for the recent years. And I grew up in tiny little apartment on the west side of Chicago, and I kind of had a mixed background, in the sense I'm the only person that's biracial in my family, and there was a lot of social situations that were really trying to keep me contained. And I dived into spoken word. I was really quiet as a kid, and so I would write poetry and short stories, and won a lot of short story essays when I was going through school, and that's how I got a lot of scholarships to go off to college ultimately. And that's kind of where it all began, is to this idea of building worlds where I can experience something outside of my given circumstances, and just as a survival mechanism to build, launch, and imagine, no pun intended, but dream.
Yeah, truly.
And it started from the time I could pick up a pencil and put characters together.
That's amazing that comes naturally from your circumstances, from your background, that you always wanted to explore outside of what you had in front of you. That's amazing.
One of my really good friends from high school, or childhood actually, she gave me a call the other day, and she was like, "Do you remember when you would get all our friends and the kids together in the back of the classroom, and we would talk, and I would tell them stories, scary stories?" She's like, "You were telling stories from fourth, fifth, sixth grade."
So you've always been a natural storyteller.
Yeah. It's something that through screenplays and teleplays and scripts, theater, I've been able to actually expand.
And so kind of getting into that, was the progression from poetry, spoken word, into playwriting and screenwriting, and for teleplays as well, was that a hard transition, or was it a natural transition for you?
It was really natural. It's had its difficulties in the sense that it's always a learning curve. And for someone who's doing something that was so freelance as spoken word and poetry, where I can bend the rules.
Yeah.
And not that you can't do that here. It's just in scripting, in features. It's just
the structure is a little more rigid.
Confined. Yeah. However, I had a really terrific co-writer. And we wrote it in dialogue. It was a unique, so we wrote it in conversation with each other. And so through the script, and so we would have concept meetings, and we were thinking about what we wanted to do. We were coming back from Urban World in New York with Destined. He's also the writer and director of Destined, which is on its VOD right now.
Oh, very nice.
It just launched on VOD
Very
on
nice.
the 16th. And so we were coming back and we were like, we want to talk about like something fun and a love story. We had the idea, we had the concept, and then we started writing dialogue to each other and responding to each other. And then we went back and did a full rewrite and ironed out the kinks of it. So with this feature, it was very kismet and natural.
I
and
love
how it
that,
unfolded.
right? What a great idea on how to write. I mean, you're writing dialogue, so it should sound like dialogue.
Yeah.
And I mean, a lot of the time dialogue can be written very flat. And so that was not the case with this at all.
Yeah.
Where can people stay up to date with everything?
Oh, yeah.
With everything that you have to offer.
I'm on Instagram with _ISamWise_.
Okay.
And then on Twitter, what is my Twitter? ISamWiseKimchi.
It's hard to keep track of all of the social medias now when we all have about 7 platforms.
This is true.
Well, you're fantastic. You have a bright future ahead of you. I can't wait to see more features coming out that you have. Yes, it has been a pleasure talking to you, and enjoy the rest of your stay here. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Don't go anywhere. We have much more coming up on the Mountain Morning Show.